Alright, budget magic time. Playing some blue-red summoning in modern. And we're going to keep this and hope we're against a creature deck. Against a creature deck, this hand is pretty sweet. If we're up against like Tron or something, we're pretty much drawing dead. Mountain Go. But in fact, or even Affinity, anything like that, this hand should be pretty strong. Watery Grave, untap. So this is, control? Not sure about this. Let's play an island, pass the turn. Ancestral, ticking down. I guess this could be like fairies? Not 100% sure. Another Ancestral. Well, let's Desperate Ravings. Discard a Lightning Bolt, but draw a Summonings. And let's Turn Visions. Put on top. Pass the turn. Izzet Charm is nice. That gives us a counter. Our burn spells aren't looking too great now. So this is like Grixis control. Only good news is if we can find a way to resolve a Metallurgic Summonings, should be pretty awesome. Ancestral's taking down. Well, let's just electrolyze our opponent's face to draw a card. There's other summonings. Plain Island. I think we're going to pass. Opponent bolts our face. And then I think we're going to Izzet Charm and Ancestral Visions. Maybe we don't. This isn't a great position. Opponent gets to refill their hand. We're kind of hoping our opponent taps out. They have another Ancestral coming down. Opponent bolts our face. Well, let's Desperately Rave. Another Summonings. So many Summonings. Okay. We draw an Electrolyze. Let's pass, discard Gut Shot. Ancestral comes down. This might force our opponent to actually make a move. They're going to have like 10 cards in hand. So they're probably not going to want to just discard a ton of cards to hand size. Plays Polluted Delta. Cracks Polluted Delta. Gets an island. Serum Visions. Tasigur, the Golden Fang. Well, let's electrolyze our opponent's face to draw a card. And draw into a Remand, which is not bad. Remand Tasigur. See if our opponent is willing to go shields down. They do! Alright. So our opponent has a Tasigur, but if we're living, we're going to have a Summonings down. Our hand isn't good. We draw Shivan Reef. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play Metallurgic Summonings, pass the turn. Opponent plays a tap land. Goes to combat. Let's Lightning Bolt our opponent's face. Get a 1/1. Mostly just want this for chump blocking purposes. So we don't take 4 here. Where some flurry of Snapcasters and bolts and all that stuff could get us. What's our opponent going to do here? Unfortunately, we don't have any card draw. And having mono Summonings in hand is not good. Ooh. Okay. Well, we'll discard a Summonings. This could work in our favor. If our opponent doesn't have, like, a Spell Pierce, well, we'll see. Stubborn Denial, Spell Pierce. Are they just going to tap out? Oh! Alright. Well, game on. 1, 2, 3. We can't play a Summonings, but we can Temporal Trespass. Got to exile 5. Let's go Izzet Charm, Gut Shot, Summonings, Electrolyze, and Lightning Bolt. Get an 11/11. Take an extra turn. Untap. And we will swing with an 11/11. And that be the game. Our opponent drew a ton of cards, but it didn't matter. So we get Dispel, Negate, and Relics of Progenitus, maybe Roasts. Those are the cards I'm somewhat interested in. What do we not want? We can go down Gut Shot. Probably go down and Electrolyze. Maybe go 2 Relics, 1 Roast. Go down 1 Temporal Trespass. An Izzet Charm. Well, is it charm counter stuff? One more electrolyze, and yeah, we'll go down one bolt. Hopefully this is right. It really depends on how controlling our opponent's deck is. If they're like, is it Delver? Then this sideboarding plan is probably going to ruin us. Alright, I guess this is fine on the draw. We're going to need a land, but we got Thought Scours to find it, and that gets us 2 remands. Pluto Delta for our opponent, cracks it. This is a very oddly redundant hand. 2 Thought Scours, 2 remands, 2 summonings, 3 Thought Scours. Well, let's just Thought Scour. Mill the land that we wanted. Draw a non-land. Okay. Well, we might get punished if we don't draw lands. Our opponent already has a Vision suspended. Blood Crypt, untap for our opponent. And a Ratchet Bomb. Alright, there's a land. So, play an island, pass the turn. Nice thing about this deck is we can do a lot of playing at instant speed. I was wondering if our opponent was going to try to fight our tokens, but it looks like they're going to fight the Metallurgic Summonings instead. Serum Visions. Okay. Visions is 2 turns away. Ancestral Visions, that is. Watery Grave tapped. Well, let's Thought Scour ourselves. Thought Scour ourselves. No red mana yet. There's a Shivan Reef. So play Shivan Reef, pass the turn. Can start desperately raving if we don't have to do anything. Opponent takes up Ratchet Bomb. We're definitely going to fight this Ancestral Visions next turn, I think. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. We actually have 3 Desperate Ravings in our graveyard. Maybe we just wait before flashing one back. I like double remand for Ancestral Visions. Opponent cracks Bloodstained Mire. Serum Visions, sure. Yeah, let's just untap. Play the Loot House, pass the turn. Opponent left 1 on top with the Serum Visions. So we're pretty much just trying to set up to remand fight this Ancestral. We don't even really have to counter it forever, but if we can just keep it from resolving here, make our opponent spend another 4 turns, that would be excellent. So remand Ancestral. Opponent Spell Snares our remand. Okay. Then remand Ancestral. And Snapcaster. Well, our opponent resolves. They're going to resolve a Spell Snare. The question's going to be, do they actually have a way to kill an enchantment from the battlefield? Because we essentially tapped our opponent out. They might have 1 mana. Hopefully it's not for, like, Spell Pierce. And then we'll get at least a turn. Another Ancestral. Then that means we'll get at least 1 turn with the Summonings. So, Metallurgic Summonings. Pass the turn. Opponent takes up Ratchet Bomb. Another Ancestral taking down. We are very shields down here. Polluted Delta for our opponent. Cracks Polluted Delta. Gets an island. Tassiger, the Golden Fang. Yup. Gets in with Snapcaster. We draw Dispel. We really want to land. Let's flashback Desperate Ravings. Make a 2/2. See if we can draw into a land. Alright, there's a mountain. We discard a negate that we would have liked. Pass the turn. Opponent takes up Ratchet Bomb. So they are going to be able to kill our Summonings. Bolt. Yup. Opponent untaps. Plays a Polluted Delta. Well, let's Electrolyze, kill Snapcaster, ping our opponent, make a 3/3. Draw a card. We lose our Summonings, but we have more Summonings in hand, which is good, and we're still at 18. Opponent is down to 1 card, which almost guarantees we're going to resolve another Summonings, since we have Dispel back up. So take our beats down to 14, play an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Metallurgic Summonings. Opponent goes Cryptic. We dispel the Cryptic. And we are back off to the races. When does... where's this Ancestral? 2 turns. Alright. Opponent is empty-handed. They are going to have an Ancestral coming down. But we're still at 10 life. We have a Summonings, and we can just go to town now, hopefully. Opponent gets a Steam Vents. They're going to need a very good draw here. Ancestral ticks down. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. And plays a Creeping Tar Pit. Empty-handed once again. Well, I don't know if our opponent's going to be able to beat our Summonings. Opponent gets in, puts us down to 10. Activates Tasker. Probably just give our opponent back in Ancestral Visions. It's so slow. So sure, they get Ancestral. They can draw cards in several turns. Suspends Ancestral. We draw another Summonings. We got to make sure we don't die. Let's play a Relic. Target our opponent. Pass the turn. Opponent's going to get to draw a bunch of cards. We can't really stop it. I guess we can Ravings and just see. Let's Ravings. We could draw a Remand. Get a 2-2. Get another Ravings. Discard. Temporal Trespass. Alright, opponent gets to draw some cards. Now we're just hoping to play defense. Opponent's up to 4 cards in hand. Plays a land. 3 cards in hand. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Gets a Mountain. Serum Visions as a redraw. Alright, opponent puts 1 on top, 1 on bottom. We block the Tassiger. Stay at 10. Opponent's going to pass. Alright, so flashback our Desperate Ravings. Make a 2-2. Opponent. Colgan's Command's going to get back a Snapcaster and kill our Relic. Okay. Well, I guess we know our opponent's plan. It's going to involve Snapcastering. Probably Snapcasters and Bolts. Alright, we get to draw and discard. Hopefully we just discard one of these Summonings. Is our opponent actually going to counter this? Oh, it looks like they are. Another Colgan's Command, okay. Opponent's going to tap out here? Interesting. So he can, like, kill our 2-2 and make us discard? Kill our 2-2, make us discard. Well, we discard an extra Summonings. We loot, we discard a Serum Vision, unfortunately. Well, 1-2. Desperate Ravings. Makes a 2-2. Drawn to even more lands. Well, Desperate Ravings. There's a Mana Leak. Play an island, pass the turn. Vision, still a long way off. Mana Leak is pretty much just a 2-2 here. It's going to be really hard to actually counter anything with a Mana Leak. And we're running a bit low on card filtering. We've milled most of it. Here comes Creeping Tar Pit. Now let's just chump Tassiger, take 3. Untap. Ooh, another island. Alright, let's loot with Izzet Charm. Do some drawing, do some discarding. Play a mountain. And I guess we just gotta pass. The only downside is we're getting close to the point where we could die to a Creeping Tar Pit. Or some combination of Snapcasters and Bolts and such. Still got a little time for Ancestral. Opponent goes Cryptic. Well, we are going to Mana Leak the Cryptic. Get another 2-2. Ancestral still ticking down. Opponent fires up Tar Pit. Goes to combat. Well, let's make our opponent have it. Try to kill Tar Pit. This ended up being quite the battle. Does this resolve is the question. Looks like no. Opponent has another Cryptic. Alright. Oh, we are in trouble. Down to 4. Opponent passes. Well, we draw Serum Visions. That's not a bad draw. Hopefully it draws into another spell. Logic not. Oh, we're so close. There's the Trespass, but we can't get to it. Yes, we can. Alright. I think we're gonna get this. Logic not to the bottom. Trespass to the top. Play an island. Loot with the loot house. Discard Metallurgic Summonings. Now we have to Temporal Trespass. And we got to figure out what we're exiling. All the lands first. Relics, summonings also can go. Alright, lands and summonings and relics. Take an extra turn. It resolves! Oh my god. And that's 6 artifacts. So, go to our extra turn. How do we win the game, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can take an extra turn, but it requires us to sack summonings? That's probably fine. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, let's sack summonings. Get all of our stuff back. Draw a million, essentially. And then we temporal trespass again. Oh, we can't. Because we got all of our stuff back. I forgot about that. So we attack with our construct. I think I messed this up. Opponent blocks with Snapcaster. And we pass the turn. Do some discarding. So we're going to discard this, 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 this. Oh, we got to discard so much more. Electrolyze. Electrolyze. Down to 11 cards. That. Thought Scour. Thought Scour. Thought Scour. So opponent's going to try to resolve Ancestral Visions. And we are just going to remand Ancestral Visions. And now we drop to 1 from the tar pit, and we just got to make sure our opponent can't resolve a burn spell, and then we win next turn by attacking with our 11/11. So I think I messed something up there. Probably, I wasn't thinking that we were actually getting so many cards back. I was thinking we could just immediately temporal trespass again, but we can't. We drop to 1. Another Tasigur, sure. Oh, opponent just legend ruled their own Tasigur, I see. Sure, we untap. We attack with play an island. Attack with everything. Opponent's got a chump. I think we got it now, thanks to this second temporal trespass and a million counters. So opponent blocks. Activates Tasigur. We'll give our opponent back a Tasigur. And then we just temporal trespass, exiling everything. And that should be the game. Take another turn, untap, swing with the crew, and Grixis control cannot take down the metallurgic summonings. Sweet. Oh, this deck is so sweet.